Robert D'Amico now, because he is a retired FBI agent and he is founder of Sierra One Consulting. Why does that matter? Because Sandra Birchmore's supporters asked him to help as they tried to get it reclassified from a suicide to a murder. And as we all know, it has been. Rob, thanks for coming on. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this 200-plus page audit. What do you make of the fact that there's nothing to see here in 2 or 3 cases where there seems to be a lot to see here? Oh, my goodness. I think you have committed the mortal sin of not unmuting. And I do it all the time. So I will not fault you, but I will get you to unmute as quickly as possible. And start again. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, so I think it's like you feel just empty. You feel like this is a vanilla, washed over audit that's going to come out. There's a couple things with it. An audit's not an investigation. If you go in and you have no police powers in that, you're investigating if there's a conspiracy, and you ask, well, is there a conspiracy? How many police officers do you think are going to openly talk about that? It's not going to happen. I think the resourcefulness is one thing, but like really a leaf blower at a crime scene, I can think of about 10 different ways to process that crime scene. And it's one of those things that you come back with, this is all your recommendations in these cases that are so bad. And again, Karen Reed, the conspiracy thing needs to be investigated by a police department that has police powers, that when you put them under oath, that they have to tell the truth or they're lying to another police officer. So I think that's an issue. And with Sandra's case, I mean, it is another police department. When you really look at the heinous part of that, 3 police officers sexually assaulted her, passed her around. And then the crime scene that you talked about, though, that was Canton. And again, you look at a crime scene like that, and it wasn't properly documented. And you walked in, and if you really thought that was a suicide, like, come on, are you kidding me type of thing. Like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I could have, without any forensic training, I could have easily, at that crime scene, seen the evidence that would have said, no, I think we've got a few more questions here than what might seem. First of all, she was hanging from a door handle, not even hanging, and I think her hyoid bone wasn't broken, which I think the medical examiner needs to give his head a shake. But let me ask you this quick question about Five Stones Intelligence. I read the bio, the one-line bio, a Judeo-Christian principled intelligence agency and professional services firm. Look, I go to church. I'm not anti-religion, but what the heck is a Judeo-Christian principled? Shouldn't it just be an intelligence agency and professional services firm? Like, this already makes me suspect.
It is. They were involved in some things I was in before in horse racing. I found their practices sloppy, and the way that they're like trying to do things was not on the up and up on a couple things that, like, it just questions me, like, they are hired by the city, and it almost like when you read the intro of, oh, they're so cooperative and we appreciate their help. Well, you got to put that out there. So I think their credibility goes back to when you look at the cases and this is what they come out with. I think that hurts their credibility in the long run. Like you said, do you really trust them now when you look at a case like Karen Reed and you come out with a few recommendations, and some of them are really basic? I mean, if they don't know how to process a crime scene and they're detectives, I think that goes to a further thing than just a couple policy changes.
Yeah, I guess I call myself or consider myself a Judeo-Christian, but I do not call this show, Banfield, the Judeo-Christian crime show, because it doesn't play into the quality or the content, as this shouldn't either. So I just get a weird feeling about that. Rob D'Amico, always good to have you. Thanks for doing this tonight.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.